Yo, what is up, guys? It's Revive here, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic I do get asked quite a bit, and it's how to become a better player in Call of Duty. Now, I do want to clarify I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not the best player in the world. There are many players way better than me with way better tips, but these tips are some things I do to kind of get some good gameplay for you guys. And really, if this is your first Call of Duty, if you're a beginner in this series, then these tips are actually perfect for you, and they're really simple. You can follow along, and then of course look for some more advanced tips, because I'm telling you, these aren't the most advanced. These are just some simple tips that'll definitely improve your gameplay if you're struggling to get score streaks, if you're struggling to get kills at all. You know, these tips are pretty simple and will really help you get those gameplays you want. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first section, and these are all things you can do before you actually start playing the game. And it involves, you have to be in the game, of course, and it's in the creator class, but these are some things you should do before you even start playing and getting straight into the battle. Alright, so the first thing is we're going to be talking about finding your class. Now there's three parts to this. They're really quick, really simple. And what I mean by find your class is specifically find the gun that works for you, find the division that works for you, specifically in Call of Duty World War II, and find the basic training that works for you. Again, involving specifically on World War II. If you're playing any other Call of Duties, you can kind of just go with finding your class setup and stuff that works for you. But we're talking about World War II specifically here, so that's why I mentioned divisions and basic training. So find your gun. What I mean by this is find the gun that works best for you, or find the type of guns that works best for you. For me, it's SMGs and rifles. For some people, maybe snipers and shotguns. As in this gameplay, I do very good with the Type 100, and probably these 3 game clips that you'll see, depending on how long the video is, you'll probably see them all. But I do pretty good. I go off on this game, and really this is my gun. Whenever I'm struggling, or if I just want the old reliable, I'll bring out the Type 100. Now this is a setup I was trying. I really like it. I'll talk about the setup in some other video, but what the main thing about this is the Type 100 for me is my gun. I tend to go off with it, so I know if I want to get some good gameplay, why not bring out the Type 100? So find the gun that works for you. Maybe it's the grease gun. I do terrible with the grease gun, but some people do amazing with it. You know, find the gun that works best for you. Also, find the division that works best for you. For me, airborne and mountain division tend to work better. But, you know, some people will do a lot better when they're using the expeditionary, or if they're using the infantry or armored. It just depends on your game style, on the way you want to play the game. Now, one tip I do have is mixing the guns with the divisions. For example, infantry is basically focused more on rifles, but why not put an SMG on the infantry division? You can get some perks with that. For example, in the infantry division, you can actually put 3 attachments. When you aim down your sight, you move a little bit quicker left and right, and you also get an extra magazine. That stuff will help a lot when using an SMG. So definitely mix up the stuff. Don't be, you know, kind of secluded to, oh, I'm using infantry, I'm only going to run rifles. No, why not run an SMG or a shotgun in that? It could benefit, and it could be a game style or setup that works best for you. So really give that a shot, you know, mess around with that. Don't be secluded, don't be very specific. These divisions were meant to kind of, you know, change the way you play the game, and definitely if you just mix around, it'll really change the way you play the game. For example, in this gameplay, I have the Type 100 in the expeditionary class. I'm trying to level that class or that division up, you know, just trying to, you know, prestige it, get it to max, as I'm trying to do with all the divisions. And the cool thing about the expeditionary division is I get an extra tactical and lethal every time I go over a dead body. So, and I actually get a tactical and lethal at the same time. So I have a flashbang and I have a sticky grenade. So those are some perks that come with expeditionary class, and I'm using an SMG to get that fast gameplay. So that benefited me for this gameplay, and I do go off. Like, you're gonna see me get, you probably saw that little triple I got, and there's some more crazy kill feeds I get in this gameplay. So definitely find the division that works with you, and don't be scared to mess around. If you do bad one game, then you know that class setup doesn't work for you. Now, find the basic training that works for you too. There's a lot of basic trainings in World War II, so, you know, you can mess around with a lot of them. I don't remember exactly what I'm running here. It might be flinch, not flinch, primed. I love to run prime because it helps with the flinch, and the flinch is pretty bad in this game, and it also gives me 3 attachments. Now, I mostly use it for the flinch because that can help me win gunfights, and it's really important. So definitely mess around with the basic trainings. You know, probably maybe hustle is one for you. I love using hustle a lot. I love the fact that I can reload fast and reload while running. You know, I also like to use a gunslinger. I love that I can run a gun literally, and it comes into play when I play on point to hawk. And stuff like that. So definitely mess around with the basic trainings. There's a ton of them, guys. So you can just pick one at random, pick it for one game. If you don't like the way it works, then move on to the next one. But basic trainings are also very important because you only get one, and that's something new in Call of Duty. Before, we had a perk system where you basically had 3 perks you can choose. Now we only have one that you can choose. So choose them wisely and choose one that really benefits you. Not because everyone's using it doesn't mean it's good. Find one that works for you. Now, before you actually start going for some massive kill feeds, some massive kill streaks and score streaks, I say you should get a warm-up. That could be whatever you want. I know before in older Call of Duties, I used to just go into a private match, put some bots on there, and I'd warm up with the bots. I'd put them in recruit and just work them up to veteran. That was a simple warm-up I would do, or just get into a simple team deathmatch and just start warming up, or however you want to warm up. I just advise and recommend that you warm up before you actually start trying to go for those big old score streaks, just so that way you can get a feel for the game. You can see if it's your day, and you can test out your classes there. So that way, for say, if you want to go for 64 kills, then you can go into domination. And if you're well warmed up and you have the class that you know for sure is working for you, you can probably get those 64 kills because you're ready. You're not, sleepy, you're ready, you're warmed up, and you're ready to go. So definitely get a warm-up game in before you actually start trying to go for some massive kill streaks and score streaks. Now we're going to go into the end game. These are the things you should do when you're actually playing the game, and I guess these are the most important ones. And really, to sum it up, even though I am going to break it down, but in general, if you want the short version, play smart. Now when I say play smart, I literally mean play smart. Make good decisions, don't do any stupid decisions. A lot of people think that in Call of Duty, it's nothing but running and gunning. And though that is true, there is a bit of thinking involved in Call of Duty. There is a bit of some tactical stuff that you need to know, and there are some things you need to learn about Call of Duty. And the first tactical thing, and I don't really think it's a tactical thing, it's really just something you can do in general. And you should be doing this, but still keeping your focus on the game. Watch your mini-map. Your minimap is your guide, literally, guys. Like, it's super simple. It's right there on the top left corner. As soon as you get a UAV or air recon, watch your minimap every few seconds. Actually, pretty much every second. Just keep watching it because that'll literally show you where your enemies are. And once you know, for example, oh, okay, so there's an enemy in this house right there on the right corner, you can either pre-fire or aim down sights. And we're going to get on those a little bit in this topic. But your minimap will really help you out. It's there for a reason, guys. So you have to take advantage of that. It'll literally tell you where all your enemies are. If you have an air recon, or if they don't have a suppressor and they're shooting their gun, they will come up on that minimap. So keep an eye on that. You can even use the basic training lookout, and it makes the minimap a lot bigger so you can get more of a view of the map. Now, while we're talking about maps, you should also learn the maps. You don't have to learn them by memory and stuff like that, but if you're just starting off, simply know the map, like where all the head glitches are, where all the campers are, and the shortcuts. And all those three go into play together because say in the middle there's a perfect head glitching spot and someone's always head glitching. And if you don't know what that is, basically it's where the person hides behind a barrel, for example, and only their head is exposed, but in their point of view, your whole body is exposed. It basically makes it a harder target to hit, and you gotta kind of know your way around that. So it's really simple. Either you can flank them, you can challenge them if you want, but that's you gotta be really confident for that. But if you want a free, easy kill, simply go the other way around. If you know a shortcut, take that shortcut, get in from behind, free kill. Same thing goes with campers. If you know someone's camping in the specific house, play smart. Maybe throw a flashbang, a grenade, a smoke grenade, whatever. Try to draw them out and make them come to you. Or if you want to challenge, find a way to get behind their back. And for that, you need to know the map so you know, okay, well, here's a shortcut. I can get behind them and free kill as well. So definitely know your map. Know the shortcuts, and all the camping spots as well. Also know what gun works best for a map. Now, this is something a lot of people don't talk about because a lot of people just say, oh, I'll use an SMG for whatever map. And though some people can do that, there are some guns that are better for certain maps. For example, Point to Hog, it's very good to run a shotgun or a SMG. It's closer, it's basically close to medium range with Point to Hog, so those two guns will definitely benefit you. You'll probably get more kills than using a bar. But if it's in a map like Aachen or Gustav Cannon, maybe a sniper and a rifle would benefit you a little bit more. Because you can get it from a far distance, you can kind of play it safe. But if you do want to use an SMG on those maps, then you can as well. But try to find a gun that works best in that map. So for this one in Adrian's Forest or Adrian's Forest, whatever, the Type 100 is really working for me in this map, and this map is also a good SMG map. I think this map is good for all guns, so really just on this one, I say just go off, you know, play it smart when you're playing on this map. But on maps like Gustav, Cannon, Hawkins, you know, it's good to run a rifle, and I usually do run a rifle on those maps. Now, I kind of already touched on this one, but I'm going to kind of, you know, go a little bit more in depth on this one, and it's watch your corner. You already know that on your minimap, you can tell if someone is, you know, in that corner, but let's say, for example, you don't have your minimap, and you're going to go into a room. Always watch those corners. I cannot tell you how many times I've died because I haven't checked the corner, and I just got shot from behind, and it could have been a free kill. So definitely, if you're gonna go into a room, or if you're going to like the enemy spawn, definitely watch every single corner.
Artillery ready for orders.
You're gonna want to be careful, especially if you're on those high kill streaks. If you're on a Merciless or a Ruthless or whatever, and you want to go for a huge rocket, if that's your dream, then definitely watch those corners because they can get you from it, and you'll get stuff. I feel stupid whenever I get killed from a corner I didn't check. You know, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, I could have checked that. I could have taken the few milliseconds to check that, just to make sure that there was nobody there. But I get it, we do get late sometimes, or we start playing too fast at the team, and we don't check our corners. So definitely check your corners, especially if you have a minimap on, you'll know that they're there. But if you don't have one, you should also be checking every corner that you go to. Now I'm going to talk about jump shots and drop shots. Now these can be a bit advanced, but it's not really too advanced. This is good for you guys that are starting off on Call of Duty. But jump shots and drop shots can really affect your gameplay. I'm a drop shotter, and I know a lot of people hate people like us, but that works for me. I also do some jump shots here and there, but I tend to do drop shots, and it's mostly because I play on my button layout on tactical. Now, button layout, you can find one that works best for you. I really can't talk too much about that because for me, I've always stuck with tactical ever since I started playing Call of Duty. But you know, definitely drop shots are more for me. But jump shots and drop shots are really good to kind of throw your enemy off. If you jump and then move to the right, then they're going to still be aiming at where you were. You can probably get them. You can probably win that gunfight. Or drop shots, you know, they're going to still be shooting up while you're shooting down, and you'll still get them. So drop shots and jump shots are really important in winning gunfights. And it does take a while to get them down because, you know, sometimes when you jump, you kind of mess up your aim, or if you drop, it also messes up your aim. So you got to really kind of practice those, get to a feeling or get to a rhythm to where you can do them and not miss a shot. And that is kind of hard. It took me a while to get my jump shots and drop shots down, but if you can get them down, then you can pretty much win a lot of gunfights. And trust me, there are still going to be some gunfights you lose when doing this, but this will just better your odds of winning that gunfight. Now, I'm going to talk about two things I really hate when people do, but I can't lie, I do it myself, and it really works. And I kind of talked about this earlier on this section, and it's pretty much pre-firing and aiming down sights, or ADS. Pre-firing is very good to kind of ensure winning that gunfight. I kind of mentioned this when you have a UAV and you know someone's in the corner. Maybe you can just, as soon as you're walking into that corner, start shooting. You know, pre-firing really does help. It is a bit noobish. I don't like it when people do it to me, but I can't lie, I've done it to a couple people out there as well, and I'm pretty sure they've raged whenever I've done that. And aiming down sights as well, like pre-aiming down sights. When you know someone's around that corner, you already aim and you're walking super slow, and the minute you turn, you start shooting. Or you can combine them both. I've seen people do both, and yes, it drives me nuts, but it does work. I've done it, and I do it a lot. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I do this quite a bit, and it really does help get those, you know, get that free kill. You know, so it is a bit noobish, but it does help. So I would say give it a shot. If it works for you, then definitely stick with it. If it doesn't, then, you know, kind of practice it a bit, because it is pretty important to know when it's the right time to start pre-firing. Because if you shoot too early, you're just gonna run out of bullets and you're gonna get killed. If you start too late, then you're gonna get killed. So it does take a challenge to kind of get it at the right time, but pre-firing is kind of noobish. So, you know, don't do it too much, but it is necessary sometimes, and I can't lie, I've done it myself too. All right, so in this last one for in-game tips, take your time. Call of Duty is a very fast-paced game, but it is still important that you take your time. Sometimes you gotta play it slow. Even if you wanna go crazy and you just wanna run and gun like I love to do, there are some times where I tell myself, all right, let's take it slow. Let's just kind of play it smart. And that's what you should be doing this whole time you're playing, whether it's team deathmatch, search and destroy, you know, whatever game mode it is, play it smart. Trust me, you'll feel stupid when you die in the most stupidest way. And that happens to me a lot. So definitely take your time when playing. You know, if you don't do good this match, don't worry. There's other lobbies and there's always other games. So don't stress on it too much. You know, take your time, have fun with it, man. It is a video game at the end of the day. So, you know, just take your time, play smart, don't do any stupid decisions. Now, this last one is for after game. Now, it's kind of weird you're saying, okay, so when I turn off my console and stuff and not playing games, you're still saying there's things I should do. Well, it's not necessarily things you should do, but it's things I recommend. Just kind of things, I guess anybody would tell you should probably do this. If you're playing long hours of video games, take breaks. Don't get burnt out. Those two things, really. I've had nights where I'm playing, you know, and I'm pulling an all-nighter. And yeah, I have my energy drinks and stuff like that to keep me awake. But even though I have those stuff, I still take at least 30 minutes of a break, whether it's a 30-minute nap or 30 minutes of exercise or whatever it may be. I take 30 minutes off of playing just to kind of rest my mind and to rest my eyes. Because, you know, sitting there in front of the TV for a long amount of hours can hurt your brain, your head, and your eyes. So it is important to kind of give those a break. You know, you don't necessarily have to turn your console off, but definitely if you turn your console off, it'll help it as well, not overheat. Although consoles don't really do that nowadays, but I still don't trust it. You know, so definitely take breaks. It doesn't have to be too long, maybe 30-minute breaks. That's enough, and come back and play. And you'll notice that you're well rested, you're thinking a lot more, and you'll be able to get more kills. So definitely do that as well. And the last one is don't burn yourself out. This has happened to me in many Call of Duties, especially Black Ops 2. I was so addicted to Black Ops 2, man, with league play and competitive and all that crazy stuff, and I burnt myself out, man, really bad. I remember I had to take a week off because I just couldn't get my kills. I just couldn't win my gunfights, and I got really mad. So I said, you know, I'm gonna take a week off. And that's way too much. People ranked up. In league play, I went down from my platinum to, like, you know, I think it was gold and stuff. And so definitely don't burn yourself out. That also comes with the breaks. Take breaks as often. You know, if you don't want to take a whole day break, you know, then take those 30-minute breaks that I was mentioning before. Rest your mind. Don't burn yourself out, because you're just going to get frustrated. You're going to get mad. And trust me, that's the least thing you want to do, especially in a Call of Duty. If you really love this game and you really want to rank up fast, really want to get your plays on, you're not going to want to burn yourself out. It's the worst feeling ever. I hate that, and I'm trying not to burn myself out with this game. Luckily, I'm doing fine. I'm doing these things that I've said. Obviously, these are things that have worked for me, and I'm doing just great. I still love the game. I'm still getting some good plays, and I'm Prestige 3, you know, kind of halfway there. I'm level 30, so I'll probably get to Prestige 4 hopefully next week. So, you know, and all that, I can do that by taking breaks and not burning myself out. So definitely try these out, guys. So that's all the tips I have for you guys. You know, I know this video was a bit long. I try to have my videos short, but, you know, this one was a bit long. So yeah, definitely, you know, practice these, put them into play. You know, they may not work for you, or they may work for you. You know, these are my tips that work for me. If they don't work for you, then try to find something that works for you. Find a rhythm that you can get into, because maybe this doesn't work out for you and you need to find your own. So definitely try that out, guys. But really, that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you aren't already, and comment down below whatever you want to see for the channel, whether it's more tips or reviews on guns or just some stupid gameplay of me doing terrible with a shotgun or sniper. If you want to see all that, please leave a comment down below. Follow me on Twitch as well. I do stream every Fridays. I'll try to start streaming on YouTube as well. I'll see if I can get that done. But, you know, guys, really, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you on the next video, guys.